In South Africa, taxi ranks turned battlegrounds. Ordinary men turned targets. Routes drawn like frontiers in a quiet, relentless war. And somewhere in the middle, I found myself face to face with men who said killing was their day job.
It makes me angry because the people who killed him, they haven't found.
Today, we look back at a story I told in 2019. I'm Jamal Osman. Welcome to my journalism toolkit. When I first landed in Eastern Cape in 2019, I thought I understood the inner working of South Africa's taxi industry. Part survival, part hustle, part lifeline for millions. But the truth hit harder and closer than I expected. This wasn't transport, it was territory. And territory, as it often does, meant war. The violence didn't explode, it crept in quietly. Every driver knew the danger, every passenger felt it in their bones. Sinazo walked me to the place where her husband was shot. She spoke like someone who had run out of tears months before.
They stopped one next to the driver. Yeah. That's when they started shooting. And my husband died right and there.
He wasn't a gangster. He wasn't pushing drugs. He was a family man, a taxi driver feeding his home. In a system where 15 million people ride these minibuses every day, success paints a bright target. Routes mean money, money means power, and power there meant death. Standing beside her on the patch of road where he fell, I felt the weight of the story settle in my throat.
We talked around 10 o'clock, 23. 2 hours after, there was no more.
This is the busiest taxi rank in Mpata, but it's also the deadliest. At least 20 drivers and their bosses from this station have been killed in the last 2 years. Many more have been injured. The fumes, the shouting conductors, the shuffle of commuters moving with practiced caution, all of it told its own story. 20 drivers and bosses were killed in 2 years. Thandisiswe was one of the survivors, shot, wounded, trying to raise 6 children.
Stray car just came, fire bullets on us. 15 of us were injured and 3 were dead.
Passengers said much of the same.
The problem with the drivers, they don't shoot each other only, they shoot the passengers also. I don't know how are we involved, but they also shoot us.
No one chooses to be part of a war, yet all of them were conscripted by geography. People often ask what it's like to interview a contract killer. Colder than you think, sharper, almost clinical. We met 2 men, the mentor and his trainee, who claimed they killed for cash. Faces hidden, voices disguised, words unmistakable. Between the 2 of you, how many have you killed? One shrugged, as if searching for lost receipts. It's difficult for me to count, he said.
About 15.
When a man cannot count his dead, that's not bravado, that's a system stripping humanity out of him. He wasn't a creature of the underworld. He was the product of an economy where murder paid better than honest labor. And as he spoke, I kept seeing the faces of the families left behind. Vumzu, the local chairman of the National Taxi Council, carried himself like a man who knew every step might be his last. His predecessor survived an assassination attempt. Leadership wasn't a status, it was a hazard.
It seems as if we are soldiers, we are not in a war zone. We are in business, we are business people.
He wanted reform, he wanted peace, but when I asked who was doing the killing, he paused.
That one, I would like to comment.
I still think about Sinazo's little boy, 4 years old, asking when they would take his father out of the ground. A question no child should ever ask.
He asked me some questions I can't answer. Like, when are we going to take our dad on the ground? Yes, sir. He asked me like difficult questions.
I wish I could tell you the violence stopped, but even now, years on, the reports keep coming. Ambushes on rural roads, hitmen arrested, associations clashing. The war shifts, pauses, flares, but it never quite dies, and that's why we return to it. When I think about that trip now, I think about how journalism throws you into the heart of someone else's storm. But storms teach about resilience, about injustice, about what survival really costs when the rules are stacked against you. South Africa's taxi industry is a testament to the ingenuity of ordinary people, which is why the violence feels like a betrayal of the very communities that built it. Revisiting these stories matters because the chapter stays open until the roots are safe and families stop burying their dead. We draw lines on maps as if they are harmless things, straight, simple, innocent. But on the ground, real people bleed where those lines meet. And sometimes the only way to honor their stories is to keep telling them. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.